Hey gang, welcome to Bugbears and Brews. My name's Brian, and today we're recapping the 23rd encounter of our Tomb of Annihilation campaign. So start off with you guys hanging out in Papazotl's temple there and figuring out what the next steps are. You knew you had one more temple. You weren't sure where that was, but it's getting kind of laid out. But Sai decided, you know what? He moves pretty quick and pretty quietly. He's going to go ahead and do a quick circuit around the area. You guys had a pretty good idea of where this temple was, but you weren't sure the exact location there. So Sai was like, you know what? I'm going to go out and do some scouting. You guys wait here and, let you know what I see. So he goes off on his own. He's doing his thing, moving really good in the swamp, moving really fast, quick, quiet, all that kind of fun stuff. And he gets up into dry land. He's checking things out, and he winds up coming across a Yanti patrol. So it's nighttime. He's not using any sort of lighting apparatus or anything like that. But yeah, he sees the Yanti, kind of double backs, does a little trick maneuvers, try to get out of the way of them. Sadly, though, the Yanti noticed him, and they try to play off that they didn't notice him, and so they kind of split up from each other and wound up funneling Sai into a alleyway. And while they were able to get a couple attacks on Sai, there wasn't much as far as connectivity went there. And Sai, using the Shadow Step ability, was able to move pretty quickly and get away from them. So while the encounter started out a little worrisome 3-on-1, some quick thinking by Sai of thinking more about getting away versus trying to be a badass and take him on by himself. Shadow stepping away and running away and quickly outpacing him thanks to his 45, 50 foot of movement just on a standard move without dashing or anything like that. Eventually outpaced him, and instead of doing the double, go back to town, he said, you know what, I'm already out this way. I'm going to continue scouting. He wound up rounding an area, and there was a bunch of grungs celebrating or meeting or doing something around this gigantic fire. And so I noticed behind him what looks to be like a temple. So he remembered that. He's like, all right, let's mark this off, and then I'm going to go back, tell everybody what's going on. And so, making it back to the Papazotl temple, told everybody the little encounter he had, and then told, we think we got this temple, but it's got a bunch of grungs outside. They seem to be somewhat distracted, so, who knows what this might mean for us. And the party decided, you know what, let's brave the swamp during night, and let's go ahead and go and try to just take care of this temple, maybe sneak in while the grungs are, distracted. So everybody snuck around, did really good through the swamp, thanks to Sai kind of giving you guys some pointers. Then he also used Pass Without a Trace, making it really, I don't want to say super easy, but making much easier for making it to the swamp, or to the temple unnoticed there. You guys got to the temple, watching the grungs. While Sai, he originally saw about 20 or so, there was now about 50 or so around this fire, doing some dancing, some drumming, that kind of stuff there. Barlow did... No, that was a little bit later on. Screw that. So everybody, did some stealth checks, made their way up to the door of this temple. Were able to quickly and quietly slide into the temple. A little bit different than the other temples, though. This one was lit up on the inside with torches, so you guys quickly got in. Everybody snuck in, closed the door, and then Leorin hammered some spikes into the ground to hopefully keep the grung, if anybody did try to come in, from being able to burst in immediately. You guys at least would have some sort of warning system there. So this temple here, there was all sorts of piles of treasures and goody gold and pearls and swords and scepters and this, that, and the other thing all over the place. And the main, what's it called? The tip in this one was something about being greedy and looking out for yourself, that kind of stuff there. And it had this like double set of doors further on that were locked, and it, above the doors it said only the richest can approach Yang Yang, which is the trickster god for this temple here. So you guys are kind of trying to figure out what to do, and Leorin decides to kind of do a display of worship at the foot of this door, and then as this is going on, Obrecht winds up finding a scepter and likes it, and he's, I'm gonna go ahead and try to offer it there to the door and see what happens. And the door opened up. You're not sure if it was the worshiping or if it was the scepter. You don't know, because you guys did them both kind of in conjecture. Just past the door, there was the nice little stone altar with the cube up on top. Of course, this seems way too easy to you guys. So you're like, this has to be a trap. Everybody's trying to get in these defensive positions. I forget who goes in, but somebody goes in, does a quick Indiana Jones replace with something that seems of equal value, weight type deal, and that's it. You guys easily get the cube. All this is just not sitting right with you guys. You're like, something's going on here. Let's figure this out. And so Navarre winds up casting a spiritual or a ritual casting of detect magic while this is going on. Barlow's casting comprehend languages, and as the rituals complete or are being completed, somebody's trying to get into the temple. So you get, oh shit, what's going on here? And so somebody remembered, I think Carr remembered you guys had this immovable rod that you guys haven't really been utilizing. So you guys, because the spikes in the door already started giving away, somebody put the immovable rod right in the way. And from there, as that was going on, the rituals ended up finishing up. Barlow could hear that they were celebrating something, the loss of somebody. And then they were really confused why the door was stuck. Like, nobody saw you guys go in there, but everybody's like, this isn't right. This door shouldn't be locked. Let's figure this out. And then the ritual casting of the detect magic did show that this is the exact same type of magic, at least around with this cube, as everything else. And as looking around at all the gold, you got really strong sense of illusionary school on it, and looking like much closer, taking a look at it, it's just piles of rocks or like crusted old weapons, that kind of stuff there. So nothing really was of value. This side, you guys were like thinking, how the hell are we going to get in this? Because the Grung are now starting to push on this door as a massive group, and so even with the immovable rod, they want to push in the door about an inch. So you guys are trying to think, do we attack them? Do we try to play stupid? What do we do? And then I eventually gave you guys an idea of, here's an option that you guys didn't think about, which was like covering yourselves in gold and or in the treasure, and hiding, trying to sneak out later. And that's what you guys decided to go with. Any of the options would have been viable, and I wasn't trying to say you guys this is the best one, but I was just trying to give you guys another option to go with. But thanks to the temple being somewhat small, inside positioning himself well, he was able to do pass without a trace, and everybody also wind up getting the effects there, so everybody's hiding pretty well, pass without a trace. Navarre winds up using his mage hand to remove the immovable rod, and then the Grung bust in. They're looking around like something's not right here. This door shouldn't have been locked, but nothing seems out of place to them. And so they're looking around, and they find the immovable rod. And the main chieftain type guy of the Grung, he grabs the immovable rod. He's like, all right, this wasn't here before. Let's figure out what this is. And he's, this will get us into the door. So he's trying to wave the wand at the door to hopefully get you guys, or to get them in. And he winds up triggering the wand or the rod, and he's stuck in the air and cursing and yelling and that kind of crap there. But eventually he gives up. But he lets the surrounding Grung know, like, hey, something's just not quite right here. Let's leave somebody here to watch. So the rest of the Grung go back to their celebration, mourning, whatever it is, and they leave one guy to hang out and watch, wait, try to figure out what's going on here. And that's when Navarre yeah, Navarre tries to sneak out, steps out of the gold, winds up gold rocks, whatever, winds up setting off the something's going on here sensors of the grung that was standing watch, and it led to Navarre kind of getting prodded with a dagger to step out. Barlow can hear this, and so he's thinking, oh shit, something's about to go down. He rushes around the corner and sees that there's a grung with a knife at the back of Navarre, and Barlow launches a firebolt, and that's when shit starts to go a little haywire, because now there's you guys coming out from these gold piles, somebody attacking the grung, and now this grung is going on like a high alert, we're being attacked type situation. So you guys try to figure out how the hell to get out of there and get out safely, and wound up about half of the 50 grung that were outside dispersed. The other half came on as attackers. Most of them stayed at range with some bows and that kind of stuff. Some of them attempted to rush up close, but because of uses of wall of fire, that cut off a lot of the looky there, so they were having a hard time getting you guys. The one grung that was hanging out in that area with you wound up escaping, but he also wound up casting one of the most annoying spells as a DM, but it was kind of nice to turn it on you guys, which is Spike Thorns. I forget what the hell. Yeah, the second level spell where you step on, you take 1d4 per thing, but this was cast at a higher level, so it was 2d4. Yeah, but yeah, so it wound up doing a decent amount of damage to you. Carr wound up just hanging around invisible with greater invisibility, trying to figure out the best way to do this, kind of get free. And so a couple people ran off one direction, a couple people ran off another. Carr wound up flying, jumping up and over the building. And the Orin wound up popping his wings, because he's a Aasimar, popping his wings and grabbing Barlow, because Barlow wasn't looking too hot after running through the thorns. And so you guys are like, all right, shit, let's try to get this going, get the hell out of here, maybe we can lose him in the swamp. And so the Orin popped his wings, grabbed Barlow, and started heading off in the distance. And that's like when all the grung started acting a little different, a little weird, a little out there. And eventually Barlow and the Orin were kind of able to put together that the grung seemed to be either awestruck or worshipping or something the golden flying majestic being in the swamp, which was cool because they stopped firing arrows at you guys, but then it didn't last very long because his flight only lasts 1 minute. So as you guys are trying to like run away, get away, and the angel dissipates, the grung come back even angrier. So you guys are kind of running through the swamp, trying to shake them. Everybody gets back to the Papazotl Temple, and that's where we ended for the week. So this session, I liked it. It was nice to not see you guys feel like you had to kill everything. It was nice to see you guys go after more of a stealthy type approach, even though some people aren't opted or best optimized for stealth. So it was good to see you guys do that. Next week, we will be picking up with what the hell's going on with these grungs at the temple. And I told you guys, have a level 8 prepared. We should be getting to it relatively... I would think you're going to need the level 8 next week, coming up on Wednesday. So I would say definitely have one prepared, because I think we're going to get there. So talk to you later, guys. Bye.